Hello everyone, I'm here for Ultimate Autobuyer, and today we're going to be showing you guys how to buy and sell players using the Autobuyer, as many of you requested a video regarding this issue. So in this video we're going to assume you already know how to log in and all the other basic features relating to the Autobuyer that were outlined in the other video. So if you haven't checked it already, I suggest you do. The link will be in the description, as this one's going to assume that you are already logged in and you have your inventory ready. So as you guys can see here, I have my inventory here. I'm in the main login screen of the Autobuyer. This is version 3.0 with the updated graphic, and my name is blurred out for obvious reasons, so we won't get into that. But we're going to look at adding players to inventory and actually using the Autobuyer to search for players and make some coins. So I start off with 5 players. I'm going to add 2 or 3 just to show you guys how I go about doing that, and then we'll run the Autobuyer a little bit. So start off by going here, clicking on your inventory. It'll take you to this screen where it'll show all the players you have already added. I've added 5, but let's go ahead and add 2 or 3 more before we start it. So you want to add a player, obviously. This button will clear your inventory, and you don't want to click that unless you want to remove every single player from your inventory, and you'll have to add them all back. So be careful about not clicking that button. But anyways, let's get right ahead to adding a player. So I usually like to go with popular gold players, either in popular leagues or popular nations. So a good player that I like to use is Hulk from the Russian league. He's a Brazilian right winger. So enter Hulk, and then I like to go on the web app. As you guys can see here, again, my name is blurred out for obvious reasons, but getting the price, I already have Hulk's details here, right winger from Brazil in the Russian league, which will narrow it down to only Hulk. So I like to use the buy now maximum price to filter my results and really figure out how much he's going for. So last time I checked, he sold for around 6,500. So we'll start off with that and see if we get any results. And no results found. So I just bump it up by 100 or 200 coins until we start finding till we start finding players. So there we go. He's popped up at 6,700. So there's only 2 on the market, but they're in the 30th minute, which means they haven't been immediately bought out. So now we know the player's base value, which is 6,700. So I'm going to go back into the Autobuyer here and set the sell price at 6,700 coins. Now regarding the buy price, you guys can enter whatever you want. Make sure to calculate tax. So whatever 5% of 6,700 is, that's going to go to EA. And then the rest is just going to be your profit. So it depends how much profit you want. I usually like to aim for around 1,000 coins before tax. So I'm going to enter 5,700 coins as our buy price. Here we're going to go to Z for Zen. Nationality, Brazil. And position, I'll just leave any, just because if somebody's modified him to a right midfielder or anything like that, he'll be worth more than his default card. So we'll be lucky if the Autobuyer picks one of those up. It probably won't, but that's okay. If there's a priority, again, this isn't that important. It just chooses who the Autobuyer searches for first. So we'll leave it on 3. For the very valuable players, sometimes you can put it on 1, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. And formation, we're also going to leave it any. Regarding inform, he obviously doesn't have an inform, so this is also regular. Then we're going to add him to our inventory. It usually takes about a second, but then after that, as you guys can see, he'll show up. So there he is. Let's add one more player. Maybe Lavezzi. He's a pretty popular player. Betsy, and he's of course a gold player. And let's go on the web app really quickly and change to a left winger. Nationality Argentina. League League 1, and he plays for PSG. Regarding his price, let's start off at 5,800. No results found. 5,900. Oh, there we go. One at 6,000. It's in the 56th minute, so I usually like to bump this up a little bit more. Maybe 6.2k. Still the lowest in the market. Maybe 6.4k. There we go. 6.4k just listed. Still, we're looking at. I usually like to wait till I find at least a few cards. All right, there we go. So let's just decide that we're gonna sell him for 6,700. That's probably a good number on the lower end. So we'll go back here. Set the sell price to 6,700, and then just like Hulk, we'll leave it 1,000 coins. So details, PSG. So all you guys need to do is hit P, Oh, maybe it's under Paris Saint-Germain. Oh, there it is. I missed it. Argentina. Position. We'll leave that on any, just like Hulk. Same with the priority, the formation, everything else. So there we go. We've added 2 more players. Like I said earlier, you guys can add as many players as you want. For the purpose of the video, we're going to leave it on about 7. So we're going to go back to the Autobuyer itself, and we're going to start it. So when you get to the start screen, you'll see that says idle awaiting user action. You need to click connect, and it'll establish connection to the EA servers. This can take a moment. Sometimes it'll take longer if the EA servers are really busy and they're slow. Also, if you can't connect to the EA servers, if it gets stuck on this for a long time, that means that you entered your details correctly at the beginning. So when you're entering your email, your password, and your security question, you need to enter those correctly, because if you enter them incorrectly, you'll still be able to log into the Autobuyer and edit all that information, but when you go to connect, it will not connect. So you just need to keep that in mind. If you have problems connecting, just go back and make sure that you entered all your information correctly. So now that you guys can see the Autobuyer is running, when it's toggling through these different options, that means it is working, and we're going to leave it for a bit just so it can pick up and sell a few cards, and after that we'll check back in and see how it did. Maybe we'll leave it running for an hour or 2, and then we'll see where we're at. So we're starting with 1.473 million credits, so by the time this video is over, we'll probably be at less than that because we'll have bought but usually not sold players. Oh, there we go. We actually just picked up Hulk for 5.5 thousand. Wow, that's awesome. That's a really good price, and that was quickly. So anyways, we're going to let this run for a bit, and then we'll check back in. Alright guys, we're back. As you can see, the Autobuyer's done really well. We've bought and sold quite a few players. We only let it run for about 20 minutes. I'm going to speed up the portion of it running for the video, but we have sold and bought a lot of Paydos and some Evras, and I think a Hulk or 2, and that was only over the span of 2 minutes. So as you guys can see, if your inventory is right, that you can make a lot of 500 to 1,000 coin transactions per minute, and that adds up to hundreds of thousands of coins at the end of the day if you let it run all day. So let's just really check the web app, just so you guys can see that the Autobuyer has been doing exactly what it says it's been doing. And if you look at the trade feed right there, you can see it has bought and sold a lot of the players that it was saying in the trade feed. And if we go to our trading section, you can see some of the players that have been bought and sold. The Autobuyer is actually set to automatically clear your sold items. So if you sell a whole bunch of items over the course of a day and log into the web app, you're not going to have pages and pages of check-marked cards because it automatically clears them out for you. But if we refer back to the trade feed, you can see that we've been doing a lot of activity in the last few minutes alone, and that's only with the Autobuyer running for 20 minutes. Not to mention the fact that we only had 7 players in our inventory just as a test to show you guys how it works. And once you acquire the Autobuyer and you actually use it to maximize your profit, you can have 40 to 50 players, and you can even have multiple accounts running different player sets at the same time. So as you guys can see, the potential for profit is pretty big. So don't forget to visit our website for more details, and if you have any questions, please contact us at the support email address that is in the description. Thanks, guys.